Hey everybody! Welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. We are on a 3 streak. Oh, amazing. How are we? I know, I'll teach you my skills, but I'll have to charge. 374V G9CR. It's like almost an homage to Cristiano Ronaldo. But instead, we got like, his number's not G9, that's like an airplane that's not released yet. We got the Bean and we got Nun's Habits. And we are on Cellar XL, so I don't want to lose my spirit heart right away. I have to admit, I am amazed. Wow, that was very close. Oh, don't give me the same thing on this other one. Oh, that is abysmal here. But, I'm amazed that I had the wherewithal to even check, because I was like, there's no way. There's no way we're on an XL floor, but we are. We are indeed, and actually I managed to get through that without getting hit, which is also pretty incredible to me. Not to toot my own horn too hard here. I'm just saying, we had to do our due diligence, and I'm not always guilty of doing my due diligence. But I think we did our due diligence properly here, and honestly, the Bean is, it's a pretty bad spacebar item long-term. Not because of its own merits, but because it just gets outclassed. Like, it's not a bad item absolutely like Butterbean is, in that it's useless. It's a bad item relative to other spacebar items. We actually can get a decent amount of utility out of Bean. The Bean, I should say. At least on the early parts of this level. Hopefully we will be able to replace it, but again, if I have to have the choice between... we're on the cellar, so let's try to find an item room first. If I have to have the choice between passive items or a new active item to replace this, for the next near future, I'd definitely rather have... passive items, just so we can improve ourselves and not have to use the Bean as much, and then we can replace it with something that's maybe a little bit better for us. For now, this is going alright, though. It's one of those weird Eden situations where you're like, hey, this item is pretty bad, but because we're on the first floor, rarely do you start with this item on the first floor, we can actually see that it's got some utility here, which is weird. Maybe, like, this is all conjecture. Let me just throw that out there. Maybe in QA, though, they, like, test items like the Bean, and they just load you up with it on the first floor, and they're like, you know, this actually does, like, a decent amount of damage. That's true, but rarely do you ever start with the Bean unless you're playing as Eden. Now, it's probably, like, again, a gross oversimplification of what actually goes on during the QA process. I'm very glad we found our shop here. I'm just throwing it out there. We will take Mom's purse here. Red candle is so much better, but the purse is passive, I guess. There we go. We can roll with box of spiders instead of the Bean. Was this the best possible outcome? No, probably, to be honest with you, we would be better off, rolling with, red candle, because it does so much damage, but this will be interesting as well. Wasn't really thinking about it at the time. Didn't realize we have counterfeit penny either. No wonder it's been so easy for us, so far to get money. And we did find our secret room there as well. At 3 cents took us, way higher than I actually expected there. Now, there are some chests that we can get. I kind of want the opportunity for this red chest, though. And we may regret it. Yeah, that is, I am immediately regretful. But we have not taken red heart damage yet, so we can still be okay with this as long as we can maybe find another spirit heart. Unlikely. Or just not take damage. Maybe also unlikely, but we'll see. Ludovico Technique. Ludovico Technique is, in my opinion, a really, really great item. Not immediately incredible for us, I'll admit that readily, but I'm happy to have it. Let's use our bomb to try to get this chest. And maybe we can get the pots associated as well, and just maybe we can get to 15 cents. No. Yes. And we could consider taking red candle, but I gotta be honest with you, I kind of don't love the idea of taking red candle in this situation, because we're already going to be focusing on trying to land our shots with Ludovico Technique. So, if I can actually just, oh, careful. If I can actually just, you know, keep an item that's basically like Guppy's Head. You know, that's what Box of Spiders is. It's kind of like Guppy's Head for, Guppy's Head for spiders. I kind of want to take this pill. It ended up being bad gas. But all we're trying to do is just give ourselves a window. The fistula fight is unlike most other boss fights in the game in that it's not really about dealing damage unless you can kill them unbelievably quickly. No! We were doing so well. It's much more about just leaving yourself areas to dodge. So you finally got me, you dirty dog. It took a bad trip pill and what I consider to be the hardest boss fight, and we still got to deal with the devil anyway because of the pentagram. Unbelievable. Oh, but it's Krampus! Krampus! We get a lump of coal, which actually does work here. Well, no deal with the devil precedent, but this is kind of a happy medium, I guess. It's a compromise. Do I want to take red candle? I mean, sort of, but I'm not going to. I will go to our curse room. Yeah, we have enough HP to get it for sure. I could get the self-sacrifice room to pay out as well, but then we're playing with fire a little bit when we get down to that point, so maybe I'll keep myself exempt from that. And I did not mean to pick that up, but we still have enough, I think. And this one gives us 2 full bombs, which is not that good. So we'll take our full red heart, get the heck out of here. I mean, honestly, I think we have to consider this pretty good. We got Lump of Coal, Ludovico Technique, Box of Spiders, Mom's Purse, and the Pentagram as our primary attributes there. That's nothing to sneeze at, really. We'll head down to the next floor. Not really feeling unbelievably happy about our survivability, but I'm happy that we're in the position that we're in terms of, like, killing things at least. And if we can pick up another Spirit Heart early on this floor, that would mean the world to me. Now, I will admit that actually, when I look at it like this, our damage is actually pretty sweet. Especially when we get the Lump of Coal bonus, which actually, I think Lump of Coal and Ludovico Technique have one of the better synergies for Lump of Coal in any item in the game. And it's really visually very, very easy to see the bonus that you get from it. And I think it's a little bit easier as well for positioning, because you don't have to be on line of sight with your enemies to hit them. You can actually stand at a diagonal, basically, and still completely give yourself... Oh my god! I really thought he would have died there, but I tried to give myself a big enough window to get out. Ah, well, on the bright side, we do still have the pentagram, so we're gonna be able to have a chance at a deal with the devil, but it's somewhat unlikely. That's disappointing, though. I probably, with a little bit more preparation, could have gotten out of the way there. Oh well. Technology, Ludovico. I will take it because I don't know what it does. And here we are, and I have to imagine that this is probably kind of bad because the hitbox is so small. But it's well, is the hitbox really small? I don't know. It might just actually be large because it's basically Ludovico Technique but stretched out. Maybe this is great, actually. And of course the ring gets larger and larger depending on the distance that we are from its center. This is going to be interesting. I think this is actually great. I know we've had this before, by the way. This isn't the first time we've had this. This is just the first time I've had it in a while, I guess. So we'll take that. And I have to admit that I'm actually quite fond of this after a little bit of play here. Mostly because our damage is so good that I really just have to touch them with it. They don't die from the first touch, but they don't, you know, live too much longer after the first touch. Enemies in the corner, I'm realizing right now, are going to be a real pain in the ass because we can't actually fit our... oh, that was bad. We can't actually fit our tier there, but apart from that, this is looking quite nice, actually. And enemies like this are just going to get shit on as well. Very, very easy. We might be able to make use of Little Chad. We didn't get a deal there, which I think is absolutely fine. And we'll head down to the next floor, keep some momentum up, and I'm feeling like morale is at an all-time high right now. Good stuff. Okay, that is a lot of money. And also a Spirit Heart, and also a High Priestess card. Now, I don't know what I'm going to do with the High Priestess card yet, but rest assured I'll do my best to try to find a good use for it. We got a lot of money out of that as well. We're up to 31 cents, more than enough to buy whatever we want. We can actually take this and use it, so we might as well take Eve's Birdfoot. And... Sad Bombs. Absolutely acceptable. I have no idea how this is going to work with Ludovico technology. I would expect that it's just going to send out tears instead of our sweet-ass, like, lasers here, but that's okay. Now, I'm gonna make a bold decision here. Are you a wizard? Doesn't matter. Explosive diarrhea very much could matter. Yeah, they just send out bombs, which is fine, because with Lump of Coal, they're still gonna be pretty powerful. So I did that to try to, you know, pick up an upgrade, knowing full well that it's gonna put us in a weird position from an HP standpoint, but still. Lovely situation right now. We'll leave that blood bank up there. We can generate a lot of spiders from it. I would love to see Magic Mush. Would love to see anything, I guess. And inside of here, you know what? I really let's pick this up. It's gonna be strange, I think. It's gonna do nothing at all, actually. Notice how quickly we are killing Mega Fatty, though. That is what I'm most excited about here. Mega Maw should die even more quickly, especially if I stand in the corner where I'm not going to get hit anyway. Why is this not hitting? Oh, it has to be directly over the hitbox, which is a little weird on these, like, three-dimensional enemies, but anyway. Let's try this. This might find a secret room if there was one up there. Might not, though. What are we at? 9 minutes, so way ahead of schedule. We can slow it down a little bit. Probably stand a good chance of getting a deal here, but it could be a deal with the angel. And little Chad is paying for its own way here, which is exciting. Normally you don't get the opportunity to see that, or at least the last time we had it, we were rolling entirely on Spirit Hearts, and maybe that, you know, that was sticking in my memory a little bit. Better stuff, okay. So we'll definitely go back up to that blood bank, unless we get, like, telepills into an error room or something like that. Our speed is not amazing, and I would like to change that. That's probably, like, the stat that's most concerning to me right now, because we're gonna need that to get out of the way of the enemies that have consistently hit us so far. Do we know this? Paralysis. Well, again, good to use right here. Yeah, like, enemies like these bats are gonna be annoying, because my shot speed's a little low, and if they kind of sneak past me, they're gonna be tough to get. Oh, this is perfect. The Fallen. Give me a chance to become Guppy. I would love it. If not, I'm trying to think about what else would even be good for us here. Abaddon doesn't hurt, but we don't want to take it right away. We should take Book of Belial. And if we're going to take Book of Belial, let's take Demon Baby as well to protect us. And then we'll take Abaddon, and that'll give us a lot of HP. And now we're not going to go back to our blood bank, but we definitely should go to our shop, because we don't have any HP anymore, so our blood bank is not as useful for us. But I wouldn't change that for anything. I guess we could have gambled a little bit before we picked up Abaddon, but we wanted Demon Baby anyway, so there's our shop. We are killing things much faster, and on our shop we will definitely take Humbling Bundle, and we'll take our key, and I think after that we'll just leave. And we're probably 2.5 minutes ahead of schedule and getting faster, so I'm thinking that we're probably very much set for our win here. But this is kind of a situation where I find myself in a lot, where I'm like, we're set for a win. The only problem is I only have 7.5 hearts and no means with which to really generate them in the future. But if we can get that, we're set. And of course, we do have, you know, non-stop deals with the devil as well. Speed's still a small concern. I think Abaddon might have sped us up slightly. Maybe that's just wishful thinking, though. Of course, we would like to handle Boss Rush in the typical Northern Lion fashion. Not really at a shortage of donation machines, but I guess I appreciate the opportunity to blow that up. Not that I want to. And double keys is good. That's right, we shouldn't really have to worry about consumables anymore. That's right, baby. Let Humbling Bundle take you away. Hold up, say my name. Edmund McMillan? That's right. Okay. I kind of want this. And we actually did manage to push it away. We get the credit card, and, you know, the High Priestess is not a shit card. That was just a shit dodge, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, the High Priestess is not a shit card, but we'll get rid of it because it's not as important as the credit card, which you can use to get free deals with the devil. And we have unlimited deals with the devil, or we can get free shop items, or one free shop completely, but we don't really have as much of a need for that as well, considering we're going to be at, you know, something stupid like maybe 70 cents. 65, pretty close. And we've already found our boss fights. And again, High Priestess will kill bosses like instantly. Not instantly, but quickly. We're kind of in the same boat already with Technology Ludovico technique. I mean, the adversary is one of the tankiest bosses we could possibly fight. And it died in like maybe less than 10 seconds. Before we take this HP, you know what? Actually, this is good. Take the HP, it'll trigger red heart deals. They're not very good, let's be honest, but we'll take them for free so that we can guarantee we can get some use out of our, I mean, first off, we got Guppy's tail, which is good, but also we get some use out of, the shovel. And the card, which honestly, oftentimes I'd end up taking the credit card and I'm like, nah, this deal with the devil's not good enough. This deal with the devil's not good enough. This deal with the devil went to market. This little devil went wee all the way home. But yes, we oftentimes end up not using it, and this kind of mitigates that. You know what? High Priestess this up. It was not a good use of that card, but I want a teleportation card anyway. 2 of clubs is not a teleportation card. Neither are any of those. Our curse room. Bunch of spiders. Should be using Book of Belial more. Remember, every time we get hit, we get to use it again. We could set up like an electric fence here that these spiders are definitely not going to be able to make it through. Right now, we're just looking for our item room. It's the last thing kind of holding us to this floor. And we're definitely going to make it to boss rush. It's just a matter of whether or not we want to do it. And honestly, I think we're on the borderline of actually wanting to do our boss rush room. That was terrible. Strange Attractor is going to be real strange. I will totally take it. There's a card involved. It's a strength card. And a 2 of clubs again. Little disappointing. That's okay, though. Again, we're still like 2.5 minutes ahead of schedule. Let's come in here, and I'll pop 1 Book of Belial charge, open this up. We get Fate, so that's a really good pickup. Free ability to fly, and also some HP associated with that as well. And we'll get a little bit of a chance to spec out Strange Attractor here and see how that's going to work for enemies, like these guys, for example. How much do you get sucked into it? Those guys, they kind of locomote under their own control, so I wouldn't expect them to be too interested in getting sucked into the tractor beam there. We'll see on the next floor, I guess. Might as well pick up all of these. We actually could use the keys. We're at 15 minutes, still way ahead of schedule. Not that it's the #1 concern, like I always say, but it's going well is all I'm trying to get at, I suppose. And this is a cool synergy. Anytime you can get a cool synergy, I'm a happy camper. And we actually have some red hearts as well, which doesn't happen all that much this late in the game sometimes. 96 cents is also beautiful. Hopefully we can donate a lot of that. We got plenty of time, so... Well, hopefully we have plenty of time. As much as I wanted to use Book of Belial on that room, it was just not worth it. This room is borderline worth it, but we might as well give it a shot. We will check this. And like 2 Spirit Hearts here, I'd be over the moon. 1 Spirit Heart, going to the deal with the devil. Okay, well definitely, like we got enough to justify this one. No point in using the strength card, I feel. We'll take Guppy's Collar, and we'll take Rotten Baby. And we get an extra Spirit Heart out of it anyway. This is good. It's actually really good. Now we're only 1 Guppy item away from becoming Guppy. And Rotten Baby is actually going to deal quite a lot of damage, I think, but it's hard to tell, you know, just sight unseen. Let's wedge ourselves back here and donate as much as possible. Also gives me a very convenient chance to drink this coffee that's been sitting here since the start of the run. Are you cold enough or cool enough to drink? Oh, I don't know. The coffee vapor as it hit my lips was a little bit too much for me, I think. This is what I like to see. So many times you get like no money, the donation machine takes a lot. Lots of money, the donation machine takes nothing. This time, lots of money, and the donation machine is saying, you know what? I think you made me an offer I can't refuse, and then I'm not gonna sit here and refuse it. I'm gonna take it because I can't refuse it. And here we are. Take it all, honestly. Like, we're still ahead of schedule and we're making great time. If you want to take all 99 cents, that would be fine by me, but we still have 31 left over. Nothing to sneeze at there. Yeah, I mean, this is better than any of the trinkets that I have so far. If there's one sore spot on this run so far, I guess it would be that we haven't really... Ooh, Small Rock would be great. We haven't really... I mean, it was also fine, because we have Flat Penny, but... Oh, it didn't pay out for us there, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of unfair to complain about, but I have not loved the trinkets we've had so far, especially considering we picked up Mom's Purse on the very first floor, but it's still going real well. And that's fairly obvious, I assume. And, I mean, we're in a situation right now where I'm doing so much damage that most rooms, it's not actually efficient to even pop Book of Belial, because by the time we popped it, we would have killed the enemies with our normal, like, vanilla tiers anyway. So, it's a very unique situation. We're doing quite a lot of damage, and I really feel like this might even be deceptively more powerful than it even looks right now. Like, we might want to... I don't know what this is gonna do. We might want to fight the boss rush, even if we have a teleportation card. just so that we can get another item out of it. We don't have a teleportation card as is right now anyway, though. So no need to sweat that too much. Should be using Book of Belial more often. I think that Loki's Horns is just going to do nothing for us, which is quite unfortunate. 16 keys. 16 keys is about where I'd start to feel comfortable, I'd say, considering that we have Mom's, not Mom's Purse. I mean, we do have Mom's Purse, but Guppy's Tail. The Emperor, there's our teleportation card. And I will probably use it, because I think I've had enough runs in my day where I've failed to use, or I've actually done Boss Rush and then been disappointed because I lost, like, almost all of our HP. So let's not be completely stupid about it. Maybe if I had Gimpy or something like that, I'd give it a shot, but for now, I think this is where we want to be. So we've already seen our deal with the devil. We'll take the Polaroid, because we might need the invincibility. And I think we'll probably take SMB Superfan here. And then we'll teleport out. And we could get rid of it with the Necronomicon, but I don't think that's the best choice for us, to be honest with you. I think we're just happy to have gotten the all-stats upgrade. It wasn't an all-star, like, slam dunk situation there. As much as I wish that it was. The boss rush ended up being, I wouldn't say a whiff, but not particularly great. Well, if we ever get money equals power, we've been working up to it like the whole run. But right now, mostly I'm just... I've found myself in this position a surprising amount lately. The run is great. Just don't get too cocky, which will allow you to become lazy, which will cause you to take stupid damage, and all of a sudden, you know, you're on the cathedral with 2 hearts. Like, where did it go wrong? We haven't lost many of those runs, which I'm very thankful for, but we shouldn't have been in the position in the first place. So we'll replace Counterfeit Penny with the Matchstick because we don't need money anymore. And we will work our way down here. Big shout out to Nun's Habit, which kind of has been a little bit of an unsung hero. Even though I'm not using my spacebar item as much as I definitely should be. It's been very useful to have this. That was so bad. It's been very useful to have this right from the get-go. I hate these enemies, man. So often I end up taking dumb damage against them. We're gonna be up to 27 cents here. Okay. Let's move our way to the left. Battery charge is meaningless, but I guess I'm thankful for it. I'm not gonna pick up money at this point. I'm getting a little too lazy for it. I recognize that as something I said that I should not get, but I also, you know, it's Rome wasn't built in a day, or something like that. You weren't there, Northern Line. You don't know if Rome was built in a day. I'm assuming Rome wasn't built in a day. Have you ever tried to build like 4 pieces of IKEA furniture in the same day? It's exhausting, man. Those spirit hearts are very meaningful. And we will definitely do this room and try to become Guppy. Instead, we just got a bunch of spiders. Disappointing, but not altogether that bad. Especially if we get some extra keys out of it. I mean, the reason I think it's not that bad is not because the hall was good. I mean, spiders are bad. But the room is not that big of a cost for us to go to. Like, if we only had 1 HP... we'd be pissed about being in that room, but because our HP and our damage are great, we're not concerned. We have nothing to be concerned about. Okay. More bombs. More keys. More reasons to be... not anxious. Please stay away from me. This will be our last deal with the devil, and at this point, like, all I'm hoping for is Guppy. If we can become Guppy, we can see that our flies are pretty potent. Not as potent as maybe I'd like, but they're pretty good. If I could just summon a ton of them, that would be ideal, and it does feel like it's been a little while since we became Guppy. Of course, I may be a hypocrite. Maybe we became Guppy on literally our last run, and I just don't remember. I'm loving this electric fence ring now, I've got to admit. HP up. Followed by, we can only take 2 deals no matter what. So we might as well take this one, which is 9 lives, so now we are Guppy, and then this one maybe. Spirit of the Night. So Spirit of the Night is worthless for us, unfortunately. Too bad I don't have my strength card left. Did I use that already, or did I just leave it somewhere? May have just left it somewhere, but not on this floor, it looks like. Alright, well, we're Guppy. That's all I asked for. And we have 9 lives, which is excellent as well. Let's see how our flies look. Pretty good. Instantly when we entered the room, we had like 4 flies, so I'm going to treat this as a huge positive. And if we can just generate an enormous fly army and not have to worry about losing them before, like, the boss fight, Mom's heart will die instantly. I mean, we already have, like, 40 flies following. That's probably not 40, but we have a lot of flies following us around pretty much for no reason here. So, or pretty much with no risk, I should say. So, this will 100% be a win. This is not like a 95%, you know, 98%. This is like a 99.9%, like a 1 in 1,000 chance that we fuck this one up. And the reason that it's so, like, that chance still exists, I guess I should say, is just because, you know, we don't have any means of generating spirit hearts. But we also do have 9 lives. The 10th life there is Guppy's collar, so that one doesn't really count. But it also doesn't really get a chance to factor into the equation that much. Probably can stop getting keys at this point. This one is looking very solid. I don't really care about a boss trap room right now. I don't really care about a judgment payout. I don't want HP. Pretty much what I want is Emperor cards and then, like, a blank card Yara rune. If that happens, then great, the dream is real, but I doubt it's going to happen. Let's move to the left here. Don't really want that. Nor do I can't get him! The flies have got to get him! That's the one... If we ever fight a boss that just hangs out in the corner, we are screwed. We are incapable of hitting it. I can't believe that Mom's heart did not die instantly. That's a little disappointing. I mean, it wasn't much beyond instant, but still, I'm surprised it lasted so long. Maybe because Book of Belial didn't pop. And by Book of Belial didn't pop, I mean, I should put that in the active voice. I didn't pop Book of Belial, which is my own idiocy incarnate there. We don't need the keys. Let's be honest, we're not going to need 40 keys. We're not going to need whatever that is. We're not going to need those red hearts. Mostly at this point, I'm farming dead ends as quickly as possible. Okay, again, I'm going to leave 4 keys back there. I see some people, they say, hey, every time Northern Lion leaves a key behind, I get bummed out, you know? It's not... It's data! It's data! I mean, I get what you're saying. I get that it's not, like, being 100% detail-oriented. And I can understand how that would bother you, you know? When I watch some other people play Rebirth, which I do on the regular, and they spend, like, 25 minutes clearing out the Caves 1, even though they have high damage just because they're trying to, like, maximize everything. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have a miniature stroke or something here. But, it's different strokes for different folks, man. That's not really how I intended that to come out. It seemed like I was making a joke about one of the nation's great killers, but I didn't mean it that way. Rather, what I'm saying is that they're not real keys. Like, it's not like after I finish the run, those keys are locked in the game. Like, help me! You left me here! Like, it's ones and zeros, man. It's okay. Cricket's Head is a huge pickup for us here. I wouldn't sweat it too much, you know. Someone will get those keys in the future. Someone will get those keys in the future. Now, that's more along the lines of the damage that I was hoping for right there. We killed Isaac before we could even summon, well, anything at all, really. Now that we're on the chest. Dead Onion, I think, does nothing for us. Halo of Flies does very little. $3 bill might give us some extra damage. I don't know how we get hit as soon as we enter that room. But let's do it multiple times here, because it looks like that's how it's going to go. Might as well pop Book of Secrets. And we can at least now see where the boss room is. I think it could be in any direction. I think it could be right and then down. I think it could be left and then down. I think it could be down and then down. One thing's for sure, though. It will not be up. But I actually think we're very close to it already. But sometimes that can be deceptive, you know? It looks like you're very close to it, and then all of a sudden, if you're not right next to it immediately, you're like, oh, crap, I'm like 15 rooms away. But actually, that doesn't seem like it's going to be the case. Maybe there's like 6 or 7 rooms here that we have to deal with. And yeah, that's going to be our room that's adjacent to the boss. This was a super easy Eden run, and it started relatively strong, but it was really that Ludovico technique and then the technology pickup that took it to the next level. This is a really good one. I love this synergy, and I'll try not to be so hesitant of it in the future. because it is great. And we'll just keep that there, and then High Priestess comes down, and he stayed on the circumference of the circle, which is great for me. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. It helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.